Maybe you've never heard anything about epilepsy. Maybe you don't know anything about it. Maybe you have it and you still don't know anything about it. Well, I'm going to teach you our take on what we feel epilepsy is and then how we're able to help people manage it. So I think you're going to really enjoy this. It's going to give you a lot of insight that you maybe never heard before. So stay tuned. We're about to have our podcast. I think you're going to enjoy.
Hi everyone, I'm Cameron. Today I'm here with Dr. Chris Cormier. Today is Purple Day, so we're going to be talking about epilepsy today. Hello, Dr. Cormier.
Hey, Cameron.
Let's start off simple. What is epilepsy and what are some of the symptoms that a patient may have with this condition?
So obviously it's seizures, and there's so many different theories on why people get seizures and why they start, and there honestly could be so many different triggers as to what those what's causing them. But in our world, in the nerve world and the self-healing world that we're in, it's like something shuts the body down and the body just kind of goes into shock. That's the basic way I can describe it from our standpoint.
Why do you think that 50 million people are still struggling with epilepsy today?
You want to think of the world. Okay, so just let's think about each person having 30 trillion cells, which is crazy to think about. Nobody has a perfect set of self-healing cells to be born with. And self-healing, remember, is this amazing ability to heal itself. Each cell in your body has this self-healing, God-given ability. And unfortunately, we're born with genetic defects, all of us, so none of us have a perfect set of cells. And the moment you start living on planet Earth, you have environmental stresses, physical stresses, and emotional stresses that can trigger cells in your body to get unhealthy. And so the more triggers you have for your body, the more conditions you can get. And epilepsy is no different. There's something that triggers enough to want to shut down the body. And it's almost like a breaker box. You want to think of it. Your brain and spinal cord, you got 88 major nerves powering up every single cell in your body. And if you trip enough of those breakers at any given time, it'll go into shock.
What do most people still get? We kind of just touched on this, but what do most people still get completely wrong about epilepsy?
From a conventional standpoint, I honestly don't even know what their theory is. I really don't even know what their theory is now, other than just a deficiency in a seizure medication.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really kind of what they do, or abnormal brain waves, right? But you want to think of it. I mean, it could be like, for instance, we see lights. You have to see red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. It's called Roy G. Biv from old chemistry. You may remember it. That's just the visible spectrum of light. But then you also have all these other lights that are invisible that are around us all the time. And so, it could be a trigger, could be one of those light colors. It could be a flashing light. It could be a sound. It could be, which the average human hears from about 100 hertz to 13,000 hertz. And there's a lot more sounds that we can't hear that are around us. So it could be a sound that's a trigger. It could be both, right? It could be a particular food that's a trigger, or a chemical in the air. I mean, there's so many things you want to think about nowadays that are in this world that weren't in this world 100 years ago.
So epilepsy, you wouldn't say, is fully genetic?
There can be some weaknesses there that carry from generation to generation. I mean, the average person carries about 4 generations of genetic weaknesses. Wow. So it's up to that person to try to overcome some of those genetic weaknesses, because otherwise, if you don't, then you're going to keep carrying that trait, and it may be worse and worse and worse each generation to come.
How do light exposure, sleep disruption, and stress, how can that affect seizure activity?
Yeah, so exactly what I talked about earlier. There's so many potential triggers to this, and it could be multiple triggers by the time people come to see us. Sometimes they can't even handle just looking at a regular, light in a house.
Yeah.
And then there's all kinds of stress. Remember, we talk about 3 different types: environmental, physical, emotional stress. And obviously those stresses, the more that your body encounters and has, your stresses are different than mine and different than somebody else's. But the more of those stresses that want to shut your breaker box down, then the more likely you'll get a condition like epilepsy.
Could modern lifestyle be amplifying these neurological instabilities?
100%. There's so much, as I mentioned, in today's world that was not in this world 100 years ago. And it's infinitely getting more by the day. I mean, if we just take, for instance, the concept of Wi-Fi, right?
Yeah.
People say, oh, Wi-Fi doesn't hurt. Well, it's pinging us all day.
Yeah.
Like it's invisible light waves that are all around us. that are pinging us that were not present, 25 years ago. So there's so much that's in the world. There was hardly any man-made or genetically modified foods, right, in this
Very
world
true.
50 years ago. But now there's so much, and then there's chemicals and toxins and pollutants and additives and preservatives, and I mean there's so much in today's world. And they, from a conventional standpoint, they just want you to think it's a deficiency in a pill when you get a condition like epilepsy, but it could be so many more things that are causing these things. Again, I'm not telling people not to take a pill with epilepsy. That's not my jurisdiction. I can't tell people not to take a pill. We're here to try to figure out more the root causes of why that person has what they have. And it could be a combination of some genetic weaknesses that they have, in addition to all these things that they've encountered throughout the course of their life that are potential stressors that are triggers.
You have your clinic, the Nerve Health Institute. How would you go about helping a patient with this condition?
First thing we want to do is get a detailed history, understand what we're dealing with. Then we go through a very detailed neurological exam where we go through each of the 88 major nerves, check them, see exactly which ones are deficient, get the brain to actually start recognizing power outages, get the body to start connecting again, then figure out potential stressors or triggers and strengthen them to those potential stressors or triggers. And then we have all kinds of other things we want to help with basic ingredient restoration. So when you think about a self-healing body, a person that doesn't have epilepsy, for instance, a person that's really, really healthy, they have those basic ingredients in cells that are in their body. Like oxygen is number one, everybody's deficient. Water, number two, a lot of people are deficient or the quality of the water is not good. And then the third would be light energy. So we go through, I call it my OWL method. We want to replenish those basic ingredients back into cells so that self-healing starts to come up and the body can actually have a cut that heals versus, you think of epilepsy like a cut that's not healing. And you got to do everything you can to get that body to do what it's designed to do, heal itself. I always tell people we don't heal anything, the body does. And it's amazing God made.
Yes.
It has a full capacity to do it. You just need to do the right things.
You also have your online platform, Bodychargers. How could that help somebody with this condition?
So Bodychargers, we wanted to go with people 24/7. When people come to see us, we really care about our patients and want to help them. And we wanted to go with them 24/7. We just couldn't do it, obviously. Can't do that with everybody. So we had all these things throughout, decades of me practicing and rabbit holing all these different things to help at home. So I finally have refined it so well to where we have all these little devices and methods and techniques that we do to help our family, my family at home, my staff. I can't tell you how many times I've been at a baseball park and with my kids and somebody have something and I got to go fix them, or umpire, or a kid or a player, or a football game, or a dance, convention with my daughter. I mean, so many times we've had to figure out what to do when we didn't have the Nerve Health, all these high level gadgets and techniques we have here. So that's what Bodychargers is. It's a full online platform to teach people how to enhance their self-healing at home.
Why do you think that most medical conversations focus mainly on symptom control?
Because they're pretty much they're taught medical any type of medical doctors, pharmaceutical companies are so infiltrated into them that they want to teach them that it's all about pill, surgery, so that they sell their pills. I mean, I hate to say it, but that's really what it's about. But they don't even teach them anything about self-healing. Like they don't even know. Honestly, when I ask people nowadays what's self-healing, they almost look at me like, I don't know. And it's like, it's the greatest gift we've all been given. But Big Pharma's done a wonderful job these many years of just trying to take it out. And I'm not saying all bad with Big Pharma. There can be some good. But for the most part, they don't want you to know that your body self-heals, but it does.
So education is very important. What role do you think that education plays for outcomes with your patients?
It's huge, absolutely enormous, right? We want to bring the faith. We want to resurrect self-healing, right? So because people don't even think, they don't even realize that every little thing they're doing on a day-to-day basis has implications. Like every time you eat something bad, every time you do something that makes you feel bad, people don't pay attention to it. And it's like these little things add up over time. And if you don't take care of these cells, remember I told you, these cells, nobody's born with a perfect set. So if you're not doing all the right things and you wait for enough of these trillions of cells to get too sick, then you develop all kinds of crazy conditions.
What should every person listening today do differently after this conversation?
Breathe more, drink water, start your day with water, and get more sunlight. I mean, that's the basic, very, very basic. And we go into a lot more detail with our Body Chargers platform.
Yes.
But and then pay attention to your body. Listen to your body better. Don't be paranoid about it, but just pay attention to what's making you feel good or bad, and do more what's making you feel good.
Yes. Well, that sounds great. Thank you very much, Dr. Cormier. That does conclude our talk for today.
If this podcast spoke to you, or if you feel like you have family members or friends that have these types of conditions that could benefit from this particular technology, then all you need to do is become a Body Chargers member or tell them about Body Chargers. Remember, it's our community that I created to help people at home with the best technologies in the world to be able to help you to self-heal your body at home and maximize your self-healing. So go to Body Chargers, become a member. That's the easiest way to get this done. And we look forward to serving you and your family. Also, if you want a higher level of care, we have the Nerve Health Institute you can always come to. That's our clinic where we have higher level services here to be able to help you. So I hope you enjoy, and we look forward to serving you and your family, and look forward to our next podcast.